Today we're working on Lesson 25, Use Basic Facts to Approximate Decimal Quotients with Two-Digit Divisors, Reasoning about the Placement of the Decimal Point. Now, we've already approximated before when it came to dividing, so really that's all we're doing again. We're just approximating. We're going to round the divisor, so round that divisor. Then we're going to approximate or estimate that dividend to a multiple divisor. We're going to rewrite our sentence. And then divide. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting, but this is about as nice as it can get on this tablet. What was I saying? Divide. Oh, we might be too low for me to write. And then divide. All right. This goes along with topic E. On topic E, we went over approximating just whole numbers. We didn't do decimals in topic E, but now we're doing decimals. And again, we don't want to be worried about decimals. All we have to do is say if we had 1 and 2 tenths, just write that as 12 tenths. Get rid of the decimals. We all know how to use whole numbers. So let's start with A, estimate the quotients. 3 and 53/100 divided by 51. Well, again, step 1 says round the divisor. So I'm going to round that to 50. Step 2 says, let's make this dividend something that can be easily a multiple of 50. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I told the students, let's just look at the first two numbers. So 35, I know 35 is a multiple of 5 or 50. Got to put that 0 in. Let's keep that decimal. 3, rewrite the sentence. So now we have 3 and 5 tenths divided by 50, or 3 and 50 hundredths. Let's go and write that. We can also over here just go ahead and say 350 hundredths. So we have 350 hundredths. Oops, erase that. Let's go ahead and undo that. 350 hundredths. And we know we're going to have that. So we can either leave it as 350 hundredths divided by 50, and then we can take the zeros away, and we still have 35 hundredths. Or we can say 3 and 50 hundredths divided by 50, and let's go ahead and get rid of that 0. And let's move, let's move this ahead, which it's not really, again, it's not moving the decimal, the number's moving, but it's easier just to rewrite our digits or to move that decimal ahead instead of having to rewrite everything. So now we do have 35 hundredths divided by 5. And that's going to end up being, let's see, let's do long division. I'm still trying to get the kids to understand long division and keep using it. No point not to. So keep doing long division. 3 cannot be divided by 5, but 35 can be divided by 5. We know 7 times. So 7 times 5, 35. Subtract 0. No remainders. We're not going to have remainders right now, so on the homework we shouldn't have any remainders. So let's go again, and this is our quotient, but we need to say that this is in the hundredths. So it is 7 hundredths, or decimal 0.7, 7 hundredths. And that's the basis of all the homework. Now, we need to make sure that they're rounding everything. I saw on the exit ticket today that they weren't rounding and estimating the quotients. They were really just trying to work it out themselves, which is fine, but they're gonna struggle. So say they were to do 353 hundredths divided by 51. So we're gonna say hundredths again. So we can't divide 3 by 51. We can't divide 35 by 51. We can divide 353 by 51. Now, again, they're going to have to think of, what times 51 is close to 353. If they could say 7, so 51 times 7, 7, but that's 357, so we'd have to do one less. and get 306, and that's 6 times, so 306. And then we do all of our subtraction. Let's see, this would be 7 for 47, so we would get 600ths, remainder 47, but since we're dealing with decimals now, we wouldn't really have a remainder. What they would have to do is they'd have to keep working it out. So they'd have to pull up a 0, drop the 0, now we have 470. And if you see what I mean, they're just going to keep working it out. 459 is 9 times, so we can do 9 times, do 459. We're going to end up with 11, drop another 0. So they're going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, but the problem is we stop at the thousandths place. So if our decimal's right there, then we would be stopping right here and have a remainder of 110. But you can't have a remainder. We're not going to have a remainder in the decimal. So we're not doing exact answers right now. We're doing the estimated quotients because they will keep working, and they'll keep working and working and working, and they'll have some long written quotient, which is fine. I mean, I like if they're able to keep working, because eventually they'll have to do that to a point. But right now we're just rounding these. And I just did number 1, and that was decimal 700ths. So I'm going to write the answers to the other ones: 6/10, 40 hundredths, or 4/10. We have 2, and then we have 12/10. Now, as long as they're close to these, they might not all round exactly the same way. If they follow the rounding rules, these should round to the correct thing. So that's one thing. And then estimate the quotient in A. Use your estimated quotient to estimate B and C. So they'll estimate this quotient. And now, if they don't understand how to use the quotient in A to answer these questions, they can still solve these questions just by following their rules. Now, what they're paying attention to here is the place value. And they're using place value knowledge to determine what these two down here, what these should move to, looking at the dividends. So the dividends are on all different place values. So they're using that place value knowledge to move those around. And then now we have word problems, as always. Again, estimate the price. So they need to understand they're estimating. They need to look for, the keywords that tell them what operation to do. We should get 75 cents or, 3/4, however they want to answer that. Their answer should be close. And then we're going to move on to estimate how many gallons you drink one day. Estimate keyword, about how many means estimate. And now I left the unit off on these. They need to remember to put those units on there. All right, well, I hope you have a good day, good night. Have fun doing the math work. I know you really don't, but have fun. All right.